there, it's Martin Magic Moon here. So I thought I would talk a little bit about soul contracts and what is called the soul trap. So many of us, when we come here from other worlds, other galaxies, even a few of us other universes, we decide maybe we need to experience other things. Because if you're from a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th dimensional world, a 3D world like we live in on Earth is almost not that comprehensible, because things are so different, and things that we experience on other worlds are nothing like Earth. Earth, we experience lots of more negative emotions. We experience like pain and poverty and hurt, heartache, operations, many things like that. And we choose to maybe experience some of them. And when we come here, we almost decide what we'd like to experience. So if I'm from a world where I've never experienced pain, or only pain for a very short time, for example, if I broke my arm and it could be fixed within half an hour and the next day my arm is fine on my original home world, then when I come to Earth and I break my arm, it's like, well, that's 6 weeks in plaster, and that's quite a bit of pain. Also, diseases, when we're in our 5th, 6th, 4th dimensional body, we don't really experience disease, things like cancer, heart disease. And we almost choose to experience that. But where it goes wrong is we have chose to experience these, but we haven't chose to experience these for like a prolonged time, which seems to be what's happening. I could say in this life, right, I want to experience pain, which I have. I've experienced a lot of physical pain. I could also say, well, I've never experienced loneliness. I've been quite lonely at times. I've been depressed. What is it like to be depressed? If you're a 5th dimensional being, and depression is an alien word, is a word that you don't even comprehend, you don't know anything about that, then maybe I chose to experience that in this life, which I have. But it's when it becomes too much. Right, we've experienced it. Okay, done. We will take that experience back, and that experience is in our soul, and when we move on, we have known we've experienced this on Earth. And what's happened to a lot of people is when we've come here as starseeds, we get stuck, and we're experiencing the same things over and over. It's not just we experience them once or twice. And we've been stuck almost with these contracts, these soul contracts. And we need to release them. We can release ourselves from them. But it's not just as simple as saying, I release myself from all soul contracts. Yes, you can say that, and it possibly will help. But you've almost got to know what they are, and you've almost got to go a little bit deeper. For example, if I said you took a soul contract of experiencing pain, so you've got to feel, well, is this pain enough? Have I really experienced pain? Yes, you have, because you could have been in pain for 3, 4, 5 years, and it could be chronic, absolute pain. You will always remember that in your soul. And when you go back, or when you end your life here, you'll remember that. So you've experienced that. But that pain might come back and you don't want it to. So it's a point of knowing what your soul contracts are and knowing how to end them. And who do you tell to end? So once you find out what they are, you can write it down. You can say, I am ending all soul contracts. You know, do you go to God, Buddha, Muhammad? No, you go straight to the universe. But you also go to those that run the afterlife, the Anunnaki, hybrid reptilian, dark Syrian overlords, Orion collective. Basically, it's a mixture of a few things. Some people call them archons. So I done one of my own. And I done this quite a while ago, but I did share it with somebody the other day. I sort of know, I don't know if it's my soul name, but one of my other planet contacts calls me this name. And here we go. So I'm going to read this out. Here it goes. I am Maitreya, a sovereign being of this universe, and I hereby declare to you, it is my right to live in freedom and not be bound and bonded and held to any soul contracts I have taken with the dark overlords of the afterlife. As a starseed, as a soul, as a spirit, I hereby release myself from all soul contracts I have taken in this life and past lives on earth. You have no authority over me. I am now, as a soul, free to move on from this world in my next life. I am love. I am light. So I done that quite a while ago, and saying that a few times and telling that to the universe, I think helps. I believe I have released myself from a few things. I have got to experience more because that's what we are here on earth to do. So once you have said that, is it all going to go away? No, because we are in a third dimensional planet and we are on earth. We are still experiencing earth. But the prolonging pain, the prolonging poverty, the prolonging poorness of, being dirt poor, or prolonging depression or anxiety, it is going to ease. It's not going to go away in the next day, but it will start to ease. Knowing that you are clear, you no longer are bound by these restrictions, because they were meant to be temporary, not a permanent thing. And they've almost been made a permanent thing. So when we come here, how long do we come here for? Well, I believe that it is a little bit misguided, maybe a little bit of a trap, because I think we are almost told we're going to experience a life on earth. Well, it's actually a life from the planet we come from our soul or our original home world. So if I come from a world, or you come from a world where we live 2,000 years, I mean, that's very common. Many races do. 2,500 years, 300 years is common. Earth people, we live amazingly short lives compared to many other places out there. So I believe we're almost tricked, and we experience a life of our soul planet. So I've been here over 1,000 years. I know that. 1,500, 1,000 years I have lived on Earth. I know some of my past lives. I don't know all. I'd like to know all. Maybe when this life ends, it's all going to come back to me, because now I can move on and now I can go home to one of my previous planets I lived on, my home world, or I can choose to go somewhere else. We are almost in a little bit of a soul trap, because when people say, oh, I've had a out of life experience, I've nearly died and come back, I see all these lights, I see my family, part of it is almost to get you to go to the light, get you to go to them, because once you've gone to them, you are going to be recycled. So you will go to them, you will go to their spirit, their essence. The people that run the afterlife, they know your mind. They know everything that's in your mind. When you die, they see your soul. If I was to die tomorrow and, for example, see my mother or my dog or friends or ex-girlfriends that I've had that have died, I'm going to see images of them, and I'm going to be like, come to us, come and see us again. But you don't, because that's what brings you back. And many people fall for that. It's like, oh, I've missed you so much. And then when you get there, you do go into a spirit for a while, but your life is sort of not judged. You have a discussion about what you've learned, what you've done in this life, and you stay around in spirit for a while, and then you're like, you've got to come back to Earth now. So the idea is to break that. You can break it by not doing that. If you see light, the big guiding light in the tunnel, or the members of your family and friends coming towards you, you turn away. You just turn away. And then they're going to come back and back and back, and you just turn away. And eventually you're going to be able to walk your own path. And you might see a map of the galaxy, the universe, and you can just then go where you feel. Some people are saying that is now almost coming to an end, that when people are enlightened, when people are more aware of things, that they are just going to be able to leave without that soul trap in place. I still believe right now it is in place. Even though Earth right now is pretty crazy, that is still in place for now. So we need to break that. I also think that some people come with some memories they've had and are able just to have one life here. Maybe people like Jesus, Gandhi, Nikola Tesla, that were so innovative, so dynamic, so almost influential, but in a good way, in a way that is peaceful, in a way that brought people together. I believe that they come just for the one life. They may have come back to another life on Earth, but their ability was just to come here for one life, and they had some of their memories from other worlds and almost some of their abilities. And when they've gone from this life once, that's it. They know how to get back, and they won't come back here. They've come to Earth to learn us a lesson. And that's it. That's all I have to say right now. There's so much more I can say on that subject. But has anyone experienced that? How do you think about it all? So until next time, I have to say to you, Blessings of love and bright golden starlight.